Okay, uh, picture is somehow unclear. It doesn't matter. But I have to tell you, or actually, this is more for me than this is for anyone else seeing this silly video. But I think I realized where it comes from that I don't feel real. I don't feel real. My whole life I haven't felt real. And I'm not sure. Maybe it's because I have been trying to fit myself among the people. And when I try to fit myself among the people, I don't feel real because I feel like I don't exist. Because I think I have realized somehow something very extraordinary or not very extraordinary, but in common language we also always separate us as humans and the nature and the planet and humans on the planet. We are part of the planet, yes, and we are part of the nature. And when I try to fit myself among the humans which are not part of this planet, not part of this nature, there is a huge conflict which I cannot resolve. Because if I try to fit myself among the people, humans, which are not part of this planet, in their own words, we are not the same as nature. There is nature and there is humans, and they are separated. And this separation makes me feel that I'm not really real because I understand. I have always understood that I'm part of the nature. We live in these concrete boxes or wooden boxes because we are so fragile. We are, mm, I don't remember now the English word, laumaeläin. We are packed animals. We live in packs, large packs of many people in a village together. And when we are isolated, we need these bunkers to protect us from the nature. This concrete bunker or wooden bunker. And but anyway, those are it cannot be anywhere else than in nature. Because there is nothing else than nature. There's nothing else than this planet. And if you try to fit yourself into humanity, which, which is not living in reality, and if I try to fit myself among those who are not living in reality, I start to feel that I'm not real. I'm not living in reality. And or if I don't fit among the people, I'm not real. And the conflict is so bad that sometimes I feel that I don't even exist. But every time I go to outside or nature, I know this is real. This is real. But when I see people and I look at them, they seem unreal to me. The nature and the planet is real, but those humans which even say they are not part of the nature. There is nature and there's humans, and we compete with the nature. Or somehow we have to conquer the nature. We have to dominate the nature. And this conflict makes me into a position where I have to kind of choose. Do I want to be part of the humanity, which is not part of the nature? And I cannot deny that I'm part of the nature. So, where do I belong? And usually I don't feel that I belong anywhere because I cannot deny the reality. I know there are many people who can deny the reality. They are very good liars to themselves, but I cannot do that. I cannot lie to myself that I am part of a nature. I'm an animal. If I say to anyone, any person that I'm an animal, they will laugh at me. Yes, you are an animal, and I can be animal, kind of what they mean by that animal. I can do terrible things, but any person can do, and they don't realize that before they do it. Usually, when they do it, they get shocked that they can do horrible things like kill another person or do a horrible crime, steal or rape or murder someone, and then they feel like they are animals. But yeah, we all are animals, and if we try to separate ourselves from the reality, we are not living in the reality, and we are living in a hallucination or some kind of mental disorder, or we are crazy people when we try to separate us from the reality, which is that we are animals living in nature. It doesn't matter where we are, and we are usually these days living in houses. We used to live in caves and or some sheds made of sticks or something. But it doesn't matter what we have built around ourselves. We cannot separate ourselves from the nature. We try to separate us because it has been maybe dangerous, and as impact animals, and now we try to be individuals, but we cannot be. And even that emphasizes, I think, it emphasizes the idea that we are not part of the nature because we couldn't survive alone in the nature, and we cannot survive alone here. That's the truth. And this is the conflict. Why I don't think any of you are real. I know the planet is real. I know the animals are real. You are real, but you are somehow detach yourself in mental scale here. Your bodies are here. I can see your bodies. Those bodies are real, but your minds, they are not real to me. Your minds are more and more in internet and digital media, and more separation from the reality. And I start to feel that so many people, they are not in this world anymore. They are somewhere, I don't know where, but they are not here anymore. And humanity maybe haven't been for a long time mentally part of this planet. I think sometimes in human history we separated our minds, our brains from this planet, and our brains are now in some kind of vacuum. And this internet even enables a digital vacuum. Some even want to go to virtual reality, and what is more unreal than unreality, which is virtual reality. And even that is reality. It needs some servers and energy. It's in the real world, but it's an unreality. And so that's my personal problem. And now I found out why I don't feel that I'm real. And the problem is that when I try to fit myself among the people which are not real in their minds, I start to feel unreal when I try to fit, because I have to be unreal. I have to become unreal if I want to be part of this human race, which is not living in the right senses in real world. They are. Do people even understand how small this planet is? Only 14,000 kilometers in diameter. It's really a small planet, and you can travel around the planet with your car at 100 kilometers per hour in 17 days. It's not such a long time. Uh, in hot air balloon, you could travel around the world in 40 days. Now you can travel around with your car in 17 days. Yeah, 17 days. So, and I don't know why people don't really want to live in reality. I understand that. It's much easier to live in a lie. Truth. It really hurts, and it's just really hard to live in reality. So I'm not saying that I'm living in any more reality than anyone else, because I'm living in this society which is sometimes seems that even whole societies and countries are so detached from the reality of this nature and planet, and so the limits and everything. This is my conflict. It's not in me, it's not in the planet, but it's in the sense that I get from humanity that it's not actually acting, at least. Humanity is not acting as it was real. That's what I mean. Humanity seems to live in some kind of fantasy, but not in reality somehow. So I cannot fit myself into that unreality. I can only live in this reality. And if I try to fit myself into humanity, which is not living in reality, I cannot do that. So that was my realization when I was brushing my teeth before going to bed. That's my conflict. I cannot fit myself something which is not real. I can only fit myself into something what is real. And people who are unrealistic and living in unrealistic mindsets and in unrealistic fantasies of planet or life or limits or money or power or whatever, I cannot fit myself into that. So there comes the feeling of mine that I'm not real. I don't know if anyone understood what I was trying to say, but at least now I understand where my feeling of unrealness comes from. It's not in the planet's world uh, fault or my fault. It's the humanity's fault in collectively. I hope and I believe that there are many people who understand the reality which in they are living more and others understand it less. But in collectively, it seems that the whole humanity is not really living in reality. And I cannot be part of that unreality. I want to live in the real world, not in that unreal world in which most people, in my eyes, in my uh, brains and eyes and nose and mouth, they seem to be living in this unreality. I cannot put myself into that. I want to be real. I want to really live. I don't want to live in some kind of lie or some kind of deceived perception of this world. I want to see what is real. I want to feel what is real. I want to be part of this planet and this world. I want to experience the planet as it is, not some kind of messed up version or fantasy or lie or some fabrication of reality. No, no fucking virtual reality or anything. I do understand why some want to go there because sometimes this human world seems so cruel or so difficult or whatever, and they go to find some relief there. And even there have been bullying, and some young have killed themselves because they have been bullied in virtual reality or something. You cannot escape the sick mind of a man. So this is for myself, I think, for most. I really hope no one watches this. But if does, I have nothing to say to you unreal people. That was a joke. But you understand what I mean. I hope there is some real. And those unreal people, please do not comment this video.